GVRNZ, man. Thank you for having me, brother. Long time, man. Thank you for always supporting the music.
It's weird. I was just thinking how it was beginning of summer 2021, I think.
Yeah.
So 2 years does not feel like that at all.
No, man. Time has just been flying by, bro.
So how have you been? What have the past 2 years been like for you since we last spoke? Because obviously last time we spoke, you just released 600cc, and
Right.
I think you'd either released or were in the process of releasing demo tapes. So now, two
Right.
years later, what's been going on for you?
Yeah, brother. So I released demo tapes 2021. And then since then, I've released over 50 songs. I've just been on a serious consistency tear up, like I've released projects with Roach, with Humble the Poet, Sunju, which is the lead singer from Dudley to Dublin, a bunch of projects, bro. And, it's been going really good. I've been able to sync license and make some good money from songs, licensing them to American television studios like Disney and ABC, license songs to movies. So, and I'm here again in the UK, releasing the new song, Stay With You. And I'm just really focusing on building the catalog and having as much music as I can, which I own the masters to.
Yeah, I definitely get what you mean about how you've done so many collaborations as well over the past 2 years. So, how do you go about deciding who you're going to do a collaboration with? Is it just anyone who hits you up, you're like, yeah, sure, let's do it? Or is there a bit more of a methodical selection of, okay, I want to work with this person for this reason?
I think the song kind of will call out for what it requires. So if the song requires a certain type of vibe, sometimes like that artist, that particular artist just comes to mind right away because that they would suit that particular project. But I think for me, I've been blessed with just being in the music game and Desi music game for over 20 years. I have a very big network of artists that I'm surrounded by that are all talented. So it's not hard to kind of just always keep it in the family, keep it within close friends, and just continuously collaborate. There has to be a vibe there. If the vibe is there, and the song and the beat calls for that individual's talents, they come to mind and we make it happen.
I think in some ways people look towards Canada.
Right.
How do you think that's come about in like this whole Canadian scene? Obviously, AP Dillon literally being like, I'd say the biggest South Asian name on the planet right now. So like, how do you think that transition has happened from there being very much kind of focused on British Asian music to now there's a lot more accessibility from other places around the globe as well?
I attribute to that to two things. Number one, technology. And number two, I would just say it was inevitable. It's kind of when you think of hip hop was birthed in the Bronx in New York, and it spread, and the genre grew so much to the point where it went to the West Coast, where Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and them were doing it. And now, for the past 10, 15 years, maybe more, Atlanta has been leading the way. And now being in the UK, you can see the UK rap scene and the grime scene is just blowing up with Central C and stuff like that and gigs. So it was inevitable that although urban Desi music is founded in the UK, primarily probably in the Midlands, it spread worldwide. And yes, although the UK was the birthing ground of this urban, new Bhangra type of sound, technology has made it where we no longer need to travel to the UK. So when me and Roach Killer were starting out, we needed to always come out to the UK, fly there, do our rounds of promotion, do the shows. Because if you literally didn't have a name for yourself in the UK, you weren't known in the industry. But now, because of talent, you can do interviews as we're doing right now through online apps. You can do phone ins. You could promote your stuff through Instagram, through Twitter, through TikTok, and all of that. So I think those two factors have led to, and the immigration patterns. Like Canada has faced such a large immigration influx, primarily of people from India and Pakistan. Bro, now you have the Sidhu Moosewallas, the AP Dillons, the Shubs. Everyone is based out of Toronto or Vancouver. So, the immigration patterns mixed with technology just have made Canada a dominating force in the scene.
Honestly, with everything going on in the UK right now, I mean, half of mine to jump on a plane and go over there myself. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, brother, man. I mean, I love the UK. I always consider it my second home because it birthed my career and helped me launch my career. But it's gotten to the point now where Canada is dominating. Like Warner Music just partnered with Icky and launched 91 North, where they have signed, Warner Music has signed Janita Gandhi, they signed Icky, and they signed Karan Aujla. So that's huge. The fact that major labels in this country are starting to realize the power and importance of South Asian music.
Getting back on topic though, "Stay with You." It's your latest single, and by the time this is going out, the single will be out. Um, and it's paying homage to Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. So do
Right.
you want to just let us know a bit about how this dedication came about?
Yeah, so Stay With You is out worldwide with the video on all platforms. Songs available for streaming as of Friday, September 8th. And it is a tribute to Nusrat. I teamed up with Rafaqat Ali Khan, which is one of his students. We did a song called Dil Lagi a few years ago, which was huge for us. It was bought and picked up by Universal Music India, so I was grateful for that. This track, I actually won a huge grant from the Canadian government, and I used that grant to make an entire live band album. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to change the sound and experiment. You know, I'm making so much music and releasing it on such a fast-paced basis. I can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So what I wanted to do here was I got an eight-piece band. I took them into the studio, and every single sound you hear on this song is recorded live. Nothing is programmed, nothing is on the computer, and it really gives us that live sound. And and when Rafaqat came on, it was just that Nusrat was always live. He had such a beautiful, captivating voice, and I thought to myself, you know what? What would it sound like if I combined Sufi music with hip hop, with elements of jazz and elements of indie rock, like a rock sound. That's why I have the guitars and drums in there and stuff. And that's what Stay With You is.
It does sound like such like an esteemed project, and like there's so much thought and dedication has gone into this. And obviously, I'd read about the 100% live instruments, but I
Yeah,
just wanted to like hearing you say it again just then, like literally drills in like how odd that is for nowadays as well. Like so much of the music that gets put out is purely production based, or maybe they'll get like a bit of a sample or something and then do most of it on
right.
the computer. So for it to be a completely live band, like how did you go about that? Like obviously you said you gone into the studio with them. Like
Right.
did you like compose the music yourself, or did you have any assistance with that? Like
Yeah, definitely. So everyone on the project is, an esteemed and established musician in Canada. So everyone has either a degree in music or has been playing music for years. So for me, it was more of just like elevating my sound as a musician. What can I do next? How can I'm coming back over and over again. I'm releasing so much music. How am I going to elevate what I'm offering? How am I going to show the maturity and my graduation and growth as not only as a man but as a musician. So I got together with these musicians. I listened to a lot of jazz music, and I actually know how to play the guitar. I can play the drums. I used to be in rock bands when I was younger, so I kind of wanted to just fuse everything together. So I got the best of the best of the drummers and guitar players that I know locally, and I kind of got them, and we spent months just practicing and just my new live show. If you see me, 99% of the time it's with a live band. It's kind of like the way I would describe it is the Roots, the hip hop band The Roots meets like Urban Desi kind of. And that's what I usually do when the budget is there, and I like to perform with a live band. And so as I was building my catalog, because of my credibility and my history, I was able to get this huge grant from the Canadian government. I was able to fully facilitate paying a huge band to go into a live studio, spend time really just crafting these songs. We recorded it all live off the floor, so we are in individual isolated booths, all looking at each other, but playing live, and nothing beats live music. You know, everything is so cookie cutter these days. Every rapper is wearing a ski mask with a side bag and skinny jeans and Balenciaga shoes. Like they all look the same, you know, and the songs all sound the same with the 808 drum patterns and drill tempos. So I just wanted to set myself apart. What is gonna make, soon as you hear this sound, you're gonna be able to be like, okay, this is different from everything I'm hearing.
100%, and I think definitely this is the way to get that across. I wanted to check as well. Has Nusrat like always been a major influence on yourself? Like, how did this idea of paying homage to him come about?
I think just because Rafaqat is a student of his, where anytime, you know, Rafaqat would be giving me ideas for songs, a lot of them would be influenced by Nusrat. So I said, you know what, bro, instead of trying to do something that sounds like Nusrat, or why, it's only right that we pay him homage. And the way he would do it is through live music and live instrumentation. He was a real musician to the core. So this is our tribute, you know, and I understand it might not be for everybody. You know, fundamentalists and purists may like traditional Sufi music, but this is what happens when you are the child of an immigrant household and you grow up listening to Nusrat and you grow up listening to hip hop and you grow up listening to Nirvana and Guns N' Roses. You kind of just put it in a blender and out comes Stay With You.
So we're gonna play "Stay with You" in a second, but before we do that, I just wanted to ask, what's next for you? Obviously, you are coming to London very soon. Is that for any particular reason?
Yeah, yeah. So definitely, me and Roach made a song for a new artist. Her name's Sharon. So I'll be in London filming the video for that. I'll also be doing press for Stay With You. In terms of what's coming up next, I have an entire EP project of 4 to 5 songs with Roach Killer.
Nice.
All the videos are done, the songs are done. So really, what we're just deciding on is, are we going to release it as an EP or are we going to release it single by single? Because nowadays, you know, the idea of albums, as much as I love them, is not really the way to go if you're, you know, an independent artist. What makes more bang for the buck and what makes more sense is to release the songs as singles. So I have about 4 songs with Roach Killer, with the video shot, which I'll be releasing. I have done 2 songs with this amazing artist. He's pretty famous in Australia. His name's Fresh the Lion. He's a rapper out there in the mainstream scene, but he is Desi. So I did 2 songs with him. I've done a song with a girl named Simmer, an amazing vocalist from Toronto. So we shot a video. We got a huge grant for that video. So that's a big budget video that will be coming out. I have songs with, who else do I have songs with, man? Like, I literally have over 20 music videos just sitting on my phone ready to release.
It's not a bad position to be in.
No, no, definitely, definitely not. So basically, yeah, just off the top of the head, brother, I have enough music to continue to feed you a brand new single every month for the next 2 years without even trying. So, like I said, 4 to 5 songs with Roach Killer, um, you know, 2 songs with Fresh the Lion, songs with Simmer, this new video I'm doing with Sharon, songs with G Deep from New York, um, Swami Barakis I have on a brand new song, Sanju, songs with Sanju from Delhi to Dublin. I got content, man. I'm claiming I'm the king of content right now. Not many rappers out there in the Desi scene have more songs and videos ready, you know, that can compete right now.
100%. Well, definitely a work ethic to admire. 100%.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So, like I said, we're gonna play "Stay with You" now. But before we do that, do you just want to let the people know that if they maybe don't follow you or haven't heard your music yet, though I like I say you've been around for 20 years, don't know how they haven't
Yeah,
yet. But where can they find you?
yeah. I go by the name of Blitzkrieg. I'm a Desi rapper from Toronto. If you haven't heard of me, check me out on Instagram at BlitzMusic1. That's the number one. Or on Twitter, BlitzMusic1, same thing. YouTube.com/GetBlitz. And I'm everywhere, man. I've been on the Gully Boy soundtrack. I've licensed music to ABC Television, Disney, BBC, Universal Music UK, Universal Music India, Sony Music India, Times Music India. You name it, I've done it. You name them, I've worked with them. So I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. More and more music on the way.